brief you up on the pattern of our interview, because the maximum
Right.
time for the interview is 30 minutes because we use free version of Zoom. So,
No problem.
and the total number of questions we should be asking you 5 questions, and they're going to be pre-discussed questions. We will ask you the topic. If you're comfortable with the topic, we'll send you the topic, or you send us the topic. We'll draft you 5 questions, total number, and send them to you. Once they are approved by you and also agreed upon by us also, so we'll be picking up only those questions. So during the interview, only 5 questions, only pre-discussed questions. 99% screen is absolutely yours. We'll be just there asking you questions, giving introduction, and wrapping it up. So the final, I mean, in totality, the absolute screen is human rights. You want to talk about trafficking, you want to talk about corporate law or some other portions of law, CRPC, IPC, BNS, whatever you want to talk about, Indian Constitution, tort, or all those things, no issues. We will be very much happy to cover the topic of your interest rather than our interest.
Right. Got that.
Mhm. So you can tell us, I mean, is there any topic in your mind you think that you
There's
should
one that I was working upon. However, it has not got into a practical reality.
Mhm.
It's already an ideological thinking that I was thinking since, I was in UK for 5 years before I came back to India.
Mhm.
And looking at the situation over there, Indian lawyers and, the MOU that they have signed with the Law Society as well as the Bar Council over there has not given much advantage to the people like us who are first generation lawyers who do not have, much connections or sources or, money on the bystand to, work over there. And especially, I have felt this for international law, which is for the public domain, not the private one, because you get much more, people into the private ones where you have, investment banking and the financial and all those, related stuff where you can still go upon. But for international law, which is much more related to, countries, wars and space, water, maritime, etc., etc., you don't have people who are there. And the ones who are there, basically the barristers, they are non-approachable by us. You have to approach them by, the solicitors who will be then instructing them and all those stuff. And looking at the situation over there, I thought that why not have, international lawyers where they can go, like, you have the Doctors Without Border as well as, the ICRC. Why not Advocates Without Border for people like us who are international lawyers and, should go into it. I've drafted a proposal as well, although just trying to merge the attorney at law as well as the barristers at law in any country, and people like us who are much more passionate, who can give some sort of, 0.1% of something that they don't know. Maybe they know 100%, but something that we know on ground reality or we can check upon might help the case in the ICJ and the ICC to much get more fruitful results rather than what it is, because the reality is something that is not seen by the lawyers and barristers in the upper level. That's what I would like to work upon.
Yes, certainly. But how define, I mean, can you just say, I mean, how to title this topic? International law
Well,
for public domain? Because we're going to be asking you, we're going to be drafting
yes,
questions accordingly.
I'm thinking of just a title. It should be International Lawyers Without Borders.
Okay, international lawyers. Okay. That's a
And
perfect, that's a perfect
that's it,
topic.
isn't it? Or it can be the emerging field of international law, something like this. I mean, it would be somewhat like this, isn't it?
Yeah, international law without borders or something emerging fields. We'll draft that.
Yes.
We'll let you know on that. And along with that, we'll also draft you 5 questions. If you're comfortable with them, we can agree for them. If you want,
Sure.
like, have a modification and change, you want to change them according to your convenience and compatibility and kind of concerns, that's also quite possible. So we are quite open and compatible and flexible in terms of changing questions and kind of topics and all, as long as it is relevant for the speaker on board.
True. That's true enough.
So thanks a lot. So when are you available for this interview once, like, we are
Well, I'm thinking that if it's possible by this Saturday or Sunday, would that be all right?
Yeah, that's going to be certainly all right. No issues with that.
Because, it's emerging field and nobody thinks about it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm not the one who has been thinking about it. There would be many others. And taking the question of Kohinoor was one of the things that took this thing into consideration.
Okay.
As you know, Kohinoor has become a bone of dispute for many countries, including India and UK itself. So maybe we can give some sort of, support which nobody else can give. Who knows? Future is all undefined, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
You might become, Dan Dare of the future, or even, Star Trek commander, or even somebody. But at least you should have the bases ready, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. I agree with you. So I think,
And also,
yeah.
sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to ask if there's any opportunity, to draft anything on the UN level or something, as you are a PhD student or a PhD scholar right now, and we can work upon. Do let me know. We'll at least try to get something in hand, out hand, something that we can do.
I can share.
Just a small.
I can share you some, maybe I don't know exactly, but links where you can do some drafting and other things if I come across, because I keep coming across, bumping into people who have good expertise and dexterity. But I certainly, if I come across any possibility and opportunity, I'll share it with you. I keep doing that with some other fellows also. But just for your kind correction and kind of, give you a right idea, at this point of time, I'm not a scholar. I'm through with my PhD. I've done my PhD in 2018.
Right. So sorry. It's just because, I was also trying to complete my PhD. However, it was just left after 2 years because of, the instructors did not know the subject that I was trying to deal with. And it was in Malaysia, basically. And I could not go to Malaysia because I had 2 years visa in UK. So everything got into a doldrum, and it's all like this for this time.
Never mind. You'll get some other further possible opportunities if you want to pitch in for PhD and all. So if you have good practical exposure and then you get into PhD, it's going to be much better and constructive. So no issues. There is always a time and the right time for each and every activity. You're already quite outstanding and brilliant and seems good dexterity with. So you don't need a PhD, but only if you are willing and sort of, have that fascinating intention, then you should jump into once there is proper time and opportunity. So we wish you all the best for that also.
Thank you very much.
At the same time, so I should be drafting you those questions along with the title today or maybe tomorrow itself. So once
no problem.
Through, so we'll catch up maybe this Saturday or tomorrow, Sunday, according to your time and convenience. Never mind. So
yes,
we are very much flexible recording. So never mind. So we'll record you. In fact, I was very much happy. I mean, we are very glad to have advocates and lawyers. So we are trying to get in touch with one of the Supreme Court outstanding and senior most lawyers. So yesterday we spoke to him. So still a podcast kind of confirmation is going on. So once we are through, we'll record him also. So we are very much excited to have people like you, because law students and scholars and practitioners are very much important to cause a collective social change. That's what we personally believe. So good to have you, sir, on board with us.
Same over here, sir. It's always our pleasure after all.
I'll send you the confirmation, other details, pass on to you very shortly today or maybe tomorrow. So you can work.
No problem, sir. Not a problem.
And in case if you want to change any of the questions and portions, feel free to do that. Just let us know so that we cover the same during the record of the interview.
Not a problem. Not a problem. So, I believe that you are the best person to deal with it, so I'll just leave it all to your hands. Hands.
Collectively, it's like a teamwork we'll be doing.
It's true. It's true enough.
Okay, so we'll talk furthermore for maybe upcoming research publications and other things. So I'll certainly get in touch with you. So hopefully we'll have a long fellowship professionally.
No problem. I'll be waiting for it.
Okay, then. Have a good time. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Namaste.